Warning. Geesebumps is a comedy podcast based on the works of R.L. Stine. Any similarity to an actual literature podcast is coincidental and unintentional.
Read at your own risk. Skipper Matthews has an awesome comic book collection. His favorite one is called The Masked Mutant. It's about an evil supervillain who's out to rule the universe. Skipper can't get enough of the mutant until one day he gets lost in a strange part of town and finds a building that looks exactly like the mutants' secret headquarters. A building that appears and disappears. Has Skipper read one too many comic books? Or does the masked mutant really live in Riverview Falls?
I don't like the use of the term mutant so willy-nilly. It almost sounds derogatory.
Whoa, Jeff, you're right.
Welcome to Geesebumps, a Did You Mean Goose the Bumps podcast. My name is Danielle. I have a PhD.
My name is JoJo, and my laundry has to be moved to the dryer, and I have a PhD.
My name is Jeff, and if we treated this like a Give Yourself Goosebumps episode, we would be wondering, will JoJo ever get his clothes into the dryer? I turned to page 12, and it says JoJo died going downstairs trying to get to the laundry room.
I almost died going downstairs because I tripped on a step. So it's funny, Jeff, but it's not that funny. You know what I mean?
It would be funny to see from afar, like if you had some sort of security camera, like a Ring cam outside your door, and there was no sound, and it was just you falling down the stairs. That's fun. Falling down is funnier when there's usually no sound involved.
I think he left.
Did he really leave? Oh, he did leave. That asshole.
Wow.
What an unprofessional podcaster. I'm going to give him, this is going on his permanent record.
Yeah. Give him a red card.
He's going to get a red card. He's off the field. He's off the pitch.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Bad.
Well, so since he's gone, Danielle, I can ask you, what's going on in your world? Because I know that's a thing that you want to talk about.
Well, let's see. So this week, I had a couple days of just being like so exhausted I can't get up, which seems like a made up thing because like one day I was so exhausted I couldn't get up to go to the kitchen. The next day I was okay and able to repot a plant. And then it just like they go in such unpredictable waves that it's irritating. This is not news to you.
No, I'm very well aware of this.
But I did make an attempt at getting back into the garden. I shook some bat poop and ground up bones onto the plants.
It's being a botanist is very much like being a witch, but for nature.
Yes, it is like eye of newt, tongue of toad kind of shit.
Shit of bat.
Bone of
owl. I don't
whatever.
know what bones they
bone
use.
of anything.
What a great opening bit, you guys.
Hey, I'm sorry, JoJo. You don't get to say shit because you walked away from the microphone.
Well, now I'm back, and now we can start talking about the book we read.
Guys, what book did we read for today's episode?
This was Goosebumps number 25, Attack of the Mutant.
Attack of the Mutants or Mutant? Mutant.
On the cover of this book is a fellow in a outfit.
What's his outfit look like?
Yeah,
though?
describe it to me. If you could describe it.
Kind of like Batman.
It does look like Batman.
Yeah, it's very
but with
Batman.
a big old hand and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. And on the back behind him is a building that's blue and green or purple and green, and it kind of looks phallic.
Yeah, I was like, isn't it definitely phallic?
Looks a little phallic, and the top of it looks kind of like a boob. This is definitely a Tim Jacobus original.
Yeah. You know what? Good at drawing a superhero looking guy.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say it's very action oriented. He's flying off the cover at you.
It's this is the thing, Jeff. Like, is he flying or is he falling down? Because that's how someone falls forward.
Yeah, he is. He is falling. He's trying to do that trust fall, and there's no one there to catch him.
And there's no one to catch him.
Trust falls are done backwards.
Yeah, so he's so bad at it.
Yeah, because he can't even figure out which
He
direction.
doesn't even know which way to go, and he got no one there. He just thought he just like trust fall. I can do that.
I guess I'll. Hey Jeff, I guess I'll count that one as a recovered.
Yeah, nice
All right.
job.
Well done.
Yeah.
Hey, we did it.
This book I had to get off of Google Play Books. It was not available via Kindle.
Really? I thought it was a popular one, but maybe not.
I thought it was too. This is one of the few Goosebumps I actually remember reading as a kid purely because it had to do with comic books and superheroes, and it has a nice color scheme on the OG cover. It's it's like orange and white, but I don't believe this was reprinted. This is the only cover. There's no like reprint new cover they did for this like they did a lot of the other ones.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why. What was your thoughts on it? Did you like it?
I liked the beginning. I liked the warm up.
Okay.
And I appreciate a lot of the little like written word nuggets at the end that are really good. And that's, but there's no sense to this plot. It raises an interesting question and then refuses to answer it.
Joe, what was your thoughts on this book?
That was pretty good. Yeah, I thought this one was pretty good. Yeah. Comparatively speaking, I actually think this is probably one of the better ones we've read in the past couple months.
I liked everything until like the end just didn't try to make really any sense of what was happening.
Well,
like,
the end had to have something happen. So like that I didn't care for, but it was pretty good throughout.
most of it, I'd say, I think I said to Danielle, the last fourth I didn't care for. Maybe even the last sixth I didn't care for.
How about we do the synopsis, Jeff, who wants us to have structure in our show?
Hey, we all want that, but I just voiced it.
You're the voice of an
You're the voice of treason because you betrayed Danielle and I.
So who wants to do the synopsis? We'll call it. We say it's 2 minutes, but it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah,
Who wants to do the 2 minute? I think Danielle, you did it last time. Joe, do you want to do it this time?
Yeah, I suppose I could be bothered.
I'll throw you a bone, Joe. You want to do something? You want to do something important? You want to?
You want to go? Hey, want to go for a ride in the car? Hey, want to go for a ride in the
get
car?
some McDonald's?
Want some Sprite? I will put a timer on my thing, whatever.
Just for funsies.
Just for fun, just for good times. Here I go. Attack of the Mutant is about some dude named Skipper Matthews. He really likes comic books. He has a sister named Mitzi who barely shows up. He has a friend named Wilson who collects stamps who barely shows up. And his favorite thing to do is, other than collect comics, is read one specific comic series called The Masked Mutant. His parents believe that he spends too much time looking at his comics. At the start, his dad threatens to throw them out, but then doesn't at the last second. He meets a girl named Libby who is also into comics, but she likes, I guess, Archie or whatever this universe's version of Archie is. And he thinks it's like, oh, you're not a real gamer. But then they accidentally find a building that looks a lot like the headquarters of the Masked Mutant, and he starts going to it very consistently and breaking into it. And he is reading comics at the same time that are being delivered directly to his house in an envelope. And the envelope contains a comic book of the Masked Mutant that details his adventure the previous day. And so finally, he and Libby, who for whatever reason keeps showing up on the bus with him, break into the headquarters and start poking around, and he gets lost. And there's one part where he finds like a comic book that's just like describing what was happening or what was going to happen. And then they keep going and fleeing and going and fleeing. And Libby keeps getting lost and then found and lost and then found until finally he gets a comic book that says the Galloping Gazelle, who was, I guess, the Flash superhero, was trapped in there. So he went to go rescue the Galloping Gazelle, also kind of not believing that it was really there. He went by himself, found the Galloping Gazelle. The Galloping Gazelle and him tried to escape. They were attacked by the mutant, and then Libby shows up and says, hey, wait, no, this is a magic toy ray gun because we're actually in a comic book, and she's able to kill the masked mutant. But it turns out she didn't kill the masked mutant, and she was the masked mutant, and she had captured Skipper because the masked mutant wanted a new supervillain who Skipper could be, because Skipper knew everything about masked mutant comics. And then it turned out that Skipper was an elastic boy or some shit, and he turned the mutant into sulfuric acid, left, cut himself, found out that he had ink for blood, and that's the end.
Turn into my live journal account there at the end. So
I cut myself and I bleed ink.
yeah, I appreciate the part where you said, here's a character, they don't show up that much. Here's another. This book could have literally been Skipper and Libby, and that is
Yeah, it didn't need anyone else, but boy, does it have other people just for the fun of it.
just for the funs.
That was it was a book.
It was,
It was a book, yep.
Wasn't scary at any
No,
point.
no,
I wouldn't really call it a horror book.
No, this
or
is
a scary
definitely more
book.
sci-fi.
Yeah.
There was some scary parts, like him getting a comic book that describes the specific things that you are doing as if you were a fictional character. That's pretty scary.
No.
It's creepy.
That's more existential dread than scary.
It's existential.
Okay, Jeff, what's fear?
Let's break it
No,
down.
hey, no, wait, shut up. Everyone shut up. Jeff, describe fear for me.
Hold on, I gotta go do my laundry real quick. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Oh man, that was creepy. I just like the idea that we have this character who's like, that's what gets me rock hard in Goosebumps book is characters who can't tell if they're insane or not.
That was
Yeah.
So I guess the big reveal at the end, which is, I don't know if it's even a reveal, but like basically the main
Spoilers,
character.
by the way.
Spoilers.
We don't want to spoil this next Marvel movie.
Is that the main character at some point, and I guess we'll talk more about it when we get to the individual parts, but like the reason this book fell off at the end for me is that it set up things that you're like, that's an interesting idea, but it didn't make sense logically at all, which I don't expect from a Goosebumps book. I don't expect it to be like all connected pieces making sense. But like the main character, Skipper, at some point early on gets turned into a comic book character and then is a comic book character. And the only real thing that pops up because of that is that when he cuts himself, he bleeds ink. It was a good, solid buildup. It's a lot of like mystery. It's a good mystery.
It's a good mystery.
Until the end when it's just like, we need to just wrap this up.
Yeah, when it's just like, it's Agatha Christie up until the last 10 chapters, and then it becomes
The Matrix 3. Third Matrix movie.
third Matrix.
The
movie.
best.
Also,
one.
Joe, fear is an intensely unpleasant emotion in response to perceiving or recognizing a danger or threat. So that's
Hate the internet.
that's my personal opinion.
That's my personal assessment of the
Yes,
situation.
you and Mr. Webster.
So yeah, it's a lot of comic book stuff. It name drops some stuff. So I guess we can maybe get into the
Yeah,
meat of the book.
Let's get into it. Let's
So
get into this.
I think I have the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey Jeff,
what
why
you
don't
got.
you kick this one off?
Want me to kick this one off?
Yeah, kick this one in.
I'm gonna kick it in.
Kick this one down.
So this book, it's weird because the pacing is very odd. It starts off with possibly one of the most boring conversations that I think I've ever read
Oh my
in a
god!
book.
But so classically, like captures what comic book
weird
guys-
kids with weird hobbies, I guess.
This is what a comic book kid's conversation would look like.
It opens with him just hanging out with his friend. They need to build that Skipper. All Skipper cares about, all he gives a fuck about in his whole life is comics. So much so that he has a very exaggerative view about what comics are going to be worth for somebody collecting them in the 90s.
Can you read some of that?
I can.
You know what? Yeah, but give us a passage.
Let me pull it up. So this is literally page 1 of the book.
Yes.
Well, not page 1, but it's page 1 of the actual story. It starts off giving us the view of our main character, which again becomes a main character that I don't like.
Yes.
I don't care about Skipper. He's kind of he's not an asshole. He's just
He's just kind of oblivious.
he's kind of just like in his own world. Really big into comics. He's hanging out with his friend Wilson. The first line of the book is, "Hey, put that down." And
Yeah.
and then Danielle says, the second line, "If you get a fingerprint on it, it will lose half its value."
It's like bro.
So he's not a comic book collector as far as he likes to read the stories. He literally purchases them
For the monetary value.
for monetary
It's
value.
an investment.
Except
It's
for
an NFT.
Except for the Masked Mutant. And he's hanging out with his good friend Wilson.
And Wilson kind of gets, I mean, I don't know. RL kind of gives Wilson the business.
Wilson, I have a hard time really describing what Wilson's whole deal is.
Wilson's whole
Bag.
deal is as follows. He's big. He's big. He's muscular.
Uh-huh. He's got
handsome.
blonde hair.
He's strong. He is the superhero.
Even though he apparently is a big nerd.
Well, because he collects rubber stamps.
Yeah.
Yes.
But doesn't seem to
really-
know why he does
No,
it.
but likes to talk about it a lot.
Yeah, but let's move the big nerd thing aside because that's not really relevant in this particular instance because again, our main character is comic book fellow.
Yeah.
So that's really,
nerds are the
like-
common flavor of this book.
Like it's sort of like it would be idiotic to have a tier list of stupid interests because
Everyone
that's
is
all this
just
book
a big
is.
nerd. They're all big nerds.
On page 3, Skipper is like, you should collect comic books, blah blah, 20 years will be worth a lot. And then Wilson's like, I collect rubber stamps. Not even a counter argument, he just states it. And then Homeboy's like, rubber stamps? And he's like, yeah, I got about 100 of them. And then Skipper be like, well, what can you do with rubber stamps? And he goes, you stamp things with them.
Yeah.
Or you can look at them. And then he goes, are they valuable? And he's like, no.
And then he says bye and
Bye.
he leaves. The entire interaction between the main character and his best friend who
That's
lives
the
next
thing, like,
door.
This first chapter is so on point because it's like it's telling you everything you need to know about this character, and it's setting up this world in which he
You're like, we're not going to get any cool people in this
Yeah,
book.
No,
We got
everyone's
it.
trouble.
single-minded.
The only interesting cool person left the book.
He's a gatekeeper. He thinks that he's like got a genius investment in all of these comics that he can't touch.
Yeah, he's very much he's the kind of guy who literally like you can't touch it, don't read it. It's going to be worth millions of dollars. Which, if you don't know much about what happened with comic books in general in the 90s, I almost think it's like I would love it if R.L. Stine put that in there that the main character thinks his collection is going to skyrocket when the 90s was abysmal for comics, where it almost made most it made almost publishers like shut down because the comics that were released in the 90s were so garbage.
Everyone was a clone.
Yeah, Spider-Man was a clone. Superman died. Batman got. They had to like. That's when comics started really sort of relying on like big shock events to drum up interest, and then they were like, "Fuck, what do we do later?"
Yeah.
Now there's 4 Supermen.
Whoops.
And at the end of this, it goes, Wilson this is still on page 3. Wilson is tall and skinny and blonde and blue-eyed. I always feel like a dark, chubby mole next to him.
I did like that part.
I like that finally the main character is the one
fat
that's getting the fat shaming.
themselves, which is interesting.
The fat shaming has reached a new level.
If we were in a comic book, Wilson would be the superhero and I would be a sidekick, which is also very interesting.
Yeah, it's
I'd be the pudgy, funny one who was always messing up. And then says, and this is dramatic irony because as we know what's going to happen because we saw the cover. It says, it's a good thing life isn't a comic book, right? And then as soon as Wilson left, I turned back to my dresser and saw shit. Who cares? Who gives a fuck?
it's awesome shit. Whatever.
So we've got Wilson. Those are the only. So main kid and his friend, and Wilson. Just so you know, spoiler alert: Wilson plays no important role in the entire book.
No, he's
Wilson
just
only
there.
shows up with stamps. That's all he does.
He's just there, and then he's barely there. He is there to kind of. I think he's there to kind of make the main character look more interesting
I
than
think
he
so.
really
I
is.
think he's there to make it seem like the main character is cooler.
They're like, you know what? I wasn't down with comics, but this kid collects stamps, and they don't know why. It's not even that Skipper is a nerd and that he is like good at school and also likes comics. It is that all he does is read doesn't even read. So for somebody who's so bad at school,
Yeah, he doesn't even read any of them except.
So chapter 2, at the beginning of chapter 2, at the end of chapter 1, friend leaves, and then Skipper sees he's got a new package. He gets the Mass Mutant comic delivered, and it's the only comic he'll read. He says, this is page 9, chapter 2. It says, I keep all my comic books in mint condition, wrapped in collector's bags. But there is one comic that I have to read every month, and that's the Mass Mutant. I have to read it as soon as it comes out. I have to read it cover to cover, every word and every panel. I even read the letters page. Which, okay. So, and he states in chapter 1, he doesn't read any of the other comics.
No.
He only reads one comic, and that is the Mass Mutant. And the
That
one
makes
he
him
just...
a comic book authority.
And that makes him a comic authority. But also the Mass Mutant, the one that he got today in the mail, is number 24. So effectively, he's only read 24 comic books.
Well, now hold on, Jeff. You're not including all the yearly one-shots and the crossovers. And
Does he read the crossover events? Is it Civil War with the Mass Mutant? Is he going to get those ones?
He's got to read those big crossover events. He's got to read those, like when the cameos, when they just kind of show up in other comics and one panel.
They're a
Right.
background character, Mass Mutant in the background of...
You have to have it because you're a collector.
This is also the mainline Mass Mutant. There's also Detective Stories Mass Mutant. And Mass Mutant. And then there's the other one where it's like Mass Mutant and... Incorporated, where it's the Mass Mutant who set up many Mass Mutant places around the world.
Franchises.
And then they have the Elseworlds one where it's like
the
Mass Mutant by Gaslight.
Where it's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yep. Or where he's not a mutant.
But yeah, so that's our first sort of like introduction to the world of this character.
To say the title.
What do you mean the title? I don't know what you're talking about.
Week's comic.
It was just, ejaculate letters across the bottom. Oh, a tight squeeze for the sensational sponge.
Thank you. The sensational sponge is a hero/villain that I can get fully behind.
Yeah.
Why is that?
So it's because it's
Squishy.
It's squishy. He's known across the universe as the sponge of steel.
Yeah, which is kind of an oxymoron.
It's kind of an oxymoron.
I mean, maybe to you.
Steel wool, maybe.
Oh, sponge of steel wool.
Sponge of steel wool.
Oh my.
He's this kind of sponge that you use to clean your pots and pans. Okay, so this is the end of chapter 2. He's reading the book. He's reading the new Mass Mutant. He's just loving it. He turned the page. As the Mass Mutant drew near, he began to move his molecules around. That's right, we didn't explain. The Mass Mutant's power is that he can basically turn into anything.
He can move his molecules.
It's like Plastic Man.
Like Plastic Man, he can turn into anything. Also, Plastic Man is a fantastic
That would be a good one.
superhero.
Because you never decompose.
You never decompose. There's actually a comic about that where he literally gets like chopped into pieces and he's at the bottom of the ocean for I think like a few thousand years.
Easily until someone super glues it.
And then they bring him all together and he's just like, I was conscious that whole time in little pieces. I'm crazy now. So that's the Mass Mutant's power. He's also the Mass Mutant, I don't know if we were distinct, is a villain.
Yes,
he's a bad guy.
Correct. Yeah.
And he moves his molecules around, which basically is their way of saying, oh, you can change into anything. You can shapeshift into literally anything. So he turned the page. As the Mass Mutant drew near, he began to move his molecules around as he changed himself into a huge, really gross octopus. There were 8 drawings showing the Mass Mutant transform
One
himself.
for each tentacle.
That's right.
One for each. I didn't even think about that.
It's hot. It's really hot.
And then came a big full-page drawing showing the enormous octopus reaching out its slimy, fat tentacles to grab the helpless Sponge Life. Sponge Life struggled to pull away, but the octopus's tentacles slid closer.
So close.
Yeah, it's so close. I'm so close. So basically, the next few chapters, he gets in trouble with his parents. His little sister rats him out. His little sister's name is Mitzi. Mitzi.
Like she's a dog on the Upper West Side.
M-I-T-Z-I, Mitzi. I don't know what that's short for.
It's not.
So he gets in trouble. Mitzi rats him out. His parents are like, stop reading comics all the time. Do your fucking homework. And he does it. And one of the big surprises that happens as he's reading this new comic is they finally show the
what do they show, Jeff?
They show
What is it?
Sorry, they show the base of the Mass Mutant, something that they have never shown before, and it's on so chapter 4. It's page 17. He's reading. He flies back to his headquarters. I stared down at the comic book in shock. The secret headquarters of the Mass Mutant had never been shown before. Oh, sure, we've been given glimpses of a room or two on the inside. I'm just like the bathroom.
Yeah, no.
Like the garage.
Passion pit.
The Passion Pit, yes.
Passion.
But this is the first time the building had ever been shown from the outside.
And boy, howdy, is it a building.
I brought the page up close to my face and examined it carefully. What a weird place, I exclaimed out loud. Now, when you think about like villain headquarters, right? Mm-hmm. Like you could make a building look like anything.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like,
What would you picture for your villain headquarters?
Like a villain headquarters, I'm thinking like the Legion of Doom where they stood, which is like it's in a moat, or it's like a big ominous castle.
Fortifications. Yeah.
Like something kind of like, or something very subtle, or something sleek. It's like it has to stand out, but it's something that
like the Iron Man building.
Like Tony Stark's tower.
That one.
Big one. The headquarters building didn't look like any building I had ever seen before. It certainly didn't look like the secret hideout of the world's worst villain, which they mean that is the best villain. He's just the worst.
He's the most evil villain.
Yeah, he's the most effective villain.
The most evilest.
It kind of looked like a giant fire hydrant. A very tall fire hydrant that reached up to the sky, all pink stucco with a huge green domed roof.
That sounds atrocious.
So you're like, why
Yeah.
would they do
Fair
that?
question. Like you could, this is your book, R.L. Stine. You can do with this building whatever you want.
Yeah.
And what have you chosen? But a
Make it
giant
like a big art piece. It looks like a big.
Well, no,
wiener.
let me read quite literally the next two sentences. But of course it was the perfect hiding place. Who would ever think that the super bad guy of all time stayed hidden in a building that looked like an enormous pink fire hydrant? Boys, I hate to say it, but they've got us there.
They got us.
They got us there. No one's going to go looking for him there. I'll give it to you.
So we're introduced to the League of Good Guys. Some of the like creative juice that went into this book was wasted on some parts
Most of it is in the names.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's so we say this, but then y'all remember comic books?
No.
Yeah,
Hang on. I'm going to just pull up list of DC comic book characters. Here's a name of a group, the All-Star Squadron. That sucks. The new Challengers. Ooh.
What happened to the old Challengers?
Yeah, they did.
They died. Here are the various Justice Leagues. The Justice League Unlimited, the Justice League of America, the Justice League of Antarctica,
You sound
one
like
dude.
airlines.
Justice League Detroit,
What? I've never heard of Justice League Detroit.
Justice-
They're doing a bad job.
Justice
Yeah.
League Elite,
Step up.
Justice League Europe, which Justice League Elite did not care for,
No.
Justice League International, which I guess they gotta be, and then Justice League Task Force. Also the Justice Society of America.
I mean, names in general, it's playing on the goof factor of comics. I could get it, but
It's
the
comic book names.
League of Good Guys just does not really flow off the tongue as much
No,
as you.
it's goofy, but it is not.
They should call it the Gang of Good Guys. Have some more alliteration in there.
Now you're thinking with gas, Jeff.
Well, because we have the Galloping Gazelle, we're introduced that's like basically the Mass Mutants' main.
The Flash, the ultimate villain, is a speedster. That's pretty unique.
Except it's a galloping gazelle.
It's a Galloping Gazelle, and when I think about fast animal, the first thing that comes to my
galloping
mind
gazelles,
is a
not
gazelle.
not the speedy cheetah.
So yeah, okay, we get it. The names could be better, but yeah, most names in comics are goofy and dumb.
If you want to have a good time, look up old comic book character names and enjoy yourself.
Look up current comic book character names and enjoy. Like comics are not this high art form that's worthy of like any sort of reverence. They're dumb little kid books for babies
Oh shit, we just lost that group now. Thanks.
Well,
with dumb little kid book for baby names. Galloping Gazelle is as valid as what
The Punisher?
the Flash. Yeah, the Punisher.
I'm the Punisher.
I'm the Punisher. Cops misappropriate my symbolism.
oh God, Tony.
Well, so it moves forward until we get to actually plot stuff that happens, which is
We meet someone.
We have a meet cute.
Yeah.
we meet the mute cute where our boy Skipper is going to the orthodontist.
Yeah,
and,
he is.
Going to the orthodontist.
to get drilled at the orthodontist.
He does say, I have to go to the orthodontist because my braces got comfortable and he has to tighten them so they'll hurt again.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is very accurate.
My mouth feels too good right now.
Yeah, I gotta go make it hurt.
I have to go make it hurt. He gets on the bus, talks to a girl.
A girl.
A whole girl.
A whole ass girl.
Oh, girl?
100%.
A firecracker.
A firecracker?
Yeah, she's a redhead. RL really does like the redheads.
Oh, RL is the redhead with the green eyes.
Yeah,
That is
and
a thing.
Her name, I like, her name is Libby, and here's their meet cute. They say hi. She asks if he goes to a specific school. This is chapter
5.
What chapter? 5, yeah. Asking if he goes to Franklin School. She's like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Skipper." She's like, "That's not a real name, is it?" He's like, "It's what everyone calls me." She's like, "Do you live on a boat or something?" She asked. She's roasting him.
Yes.
Her eyes crinkled up. I could see she was laughing at me. When I was a little kid, I was always in a hurry, I told her. I used to skip a lot. That's why they called me Skipper. Cute, she replied with a smirk. And then he says, "I don't think I like this girl."
Yes, he's like, I don't think I like her. She's being mean.
And then it's the best thing. This is what makes me love her. And he's like, "I don't think I like this girl." I told myself, "What's your name?" I asked her. "Skipper," she replied. "Same as yours." "No, really," I insisted. "It's Libby," she said finally. Libby Zax, which is a pretty cool name.
It is.
Very comic booky. They talk a little bit. They talk about comics. Mm-hmm. And she's also a comic book collector.
She loves those little celluloid guys.
There's just one problem.
There's just one problem. And she's not a real gamer. I mean, I'm sorry. She's not a real
comic book.
comic book fan.
Listen,
Because
it's not a story about any kind of passion unless there's a part where you gatekeep.
yeah,
true.
gotta gatekeep.
Gotta
and he
gatekeep.
does
Gotta keep
hard.
them gates, you know?
She reads High School Harry and Beanhead.
Which is like Archie and Jughead.
Which is Archie.
A story
Yeah.
about a guy, his friend, and a threesome he's trying to throw together. Hey, that's the plot. That's the plot, Archie.
That is the plot. And also, I really do wish he had been Beanhead and not Jughead, because Beanhead is fucking great.
I do like Beanhead.
God, it's good.
It does sound like a slur, though.
Sounds a bit slurry.
Yeah, but the best comic book names sound kind of like
All the best comic book names are slurs.
To be fair, Jughead sounds a bit like a slur also.
Jughead also sounds like a slur.
Both are fuck.
You
So
yell
much
Jughead
better.
out of a car window, you're canceled.
So he's like, yuck. He's like, those comics stink. They don't. They're for babies, I muttered, much like JoJo said earlier.
I did do that, didn't I?
Just the babies.
And she's like, because she's like, what do you collect? All that superhero junk? And he's like, yeah, my collection is worth about $1,000.
Well, he maybe spent that much.
Yeah, you might have dropped that much of your parents' money.
Comics do not retain value unless it's a very specific set from a very specific period of time that are kept in a very particular, like,
Mint condition.
And there had to have been some kind of scam that
Misprint.
unrealistically inflated their value, like for
Yeah.
coins and video games.
Oh, that's good
and
too.
whatever.
Yeah.
So his collection's worth a lot of money, and she's like, in your dreams.
And I'm like, yes, Libby.
And he's like, well, high school, your books, they never go up in value. Even the number ones are worthless. You wouldn't get $5 for your whole collection, fucking trying to rip her down. And she says, which is, the stance that I take is, why would I want to sell them?
Yeah.
I like to read them. They're my friends. These books are my friends. And then he says the line, which we've heard a million different ways in a million different contexts.
Ah, yes.
Then you're not a real collector.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
Jeff.
There it is. There it is.
But then it's okay. They bury the hatchet because she's like, are all the boys at Franklin like you? And he's like, no, I'm the coolest one. And unfortunately, because he was trying to gatekeep the entire bus ride for this girl he just met, he missed his bus stop, doesn't know where he's at. He gets out. Into chapter 5. As I turned, something came into view that made me catch my breath. It made my breath catch in my throat. Oh, I let out a startled cry and stared across the street. But that's impossible, I exclaimed. I was staring at a tall building on the other corner, a tall pink stucco building with a bright green domed roof. I was staring at the secret headquarters of the mass mutant. It's real, y'all. It's real. He sees the building.
He sees the building.
He saw the enormous
giant
pink fire
Towering
hydrant
into
dildo.
the
Real?
sky.
Yeah, about to shoot its load at God.
And now we have all the stuff we need to have a little bit of a story.
We have a mystery. Now we have
We got all the pieces are in place.
we've got our primary characters. We've got Wilson playing with the stamps at home. Well, so this is the last thing that I'll talk about before I hand the baton over to middle of the book, because it's chapter 7. So this book takes a moment because he sees this building and he's a dumb kid. So his first thought is just like, oh my God, the mass mutant's real, right?
Yep.
He's like, it has to be.
Complete and total logical conclusion.
He has a conversation with Wilson at lunch. This is chapter 7. This is page 28 for me. And he's explaining it to Wilson. He's just like, hey, he's like, and Wilson's like, it's the same building as a comic book. And he's like, as soon as I got home, I checked it out again. Same building. He's going back and forth. And Wilson says, the next page, I've solved the mystery. Wilson said. He scratched his white blonde curls, a smile formed on his face. Yes, I've solved it. What? I demanded eagerly. And this becomes the most common sense thing that any of these books have ever had come out of the mouth of a character.
Yes.
It's simple, Wilson replied. Who draws the mass mutant? The artist, I asked. Jimmy Steranko, of course. Steranko created the mass mutant in the League of Good Guys. Well, I bet this guy Steranko was here one day, Wilson continued. Steranko here in Riverview Falls? Let's say Steranko's here. He's driving down the street and he sees the weird building. He stops his car, he gets out, he stares at the building and he thinks, what a great building. This building would make a perfect secret headquarter building for the mass mutant.
Yeah.
So as opposed to this mutant being a real thing, the character that is the most boring at times in the book has the most common sense response, which is, oh, like this building existed before the comic book, which you just got last week.
Like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was taken aback by that. I was like, wow.
That's a totally plausible.
That's a very plausible thing. It's very smart. Wilson, you're very mature, but
Yeah.
it doesn't sit well with
Oh, no.
Skipper. Skipper wants it to be
not
real,
down.
obviously.
He does specifically say, but I really wanted that building to be the mass mutant's secret.
I really want it.
Headquarters.
And then
I
the
want
last thing, into chapter 7, and then I'm done with the beginning, is he goes back to find the building, and very last page of chapter 7, he found himself staring at an empty lot. The building was gone.
building was gone.
Building is gone.
So good.
How is it gone? Why is it gone, Joe?
Yeah. Joe, why was it gone?
Well,
Was it real?
Was it real, Joe, or was it make-believe?
caught on a landslide.
Landslide will bring you down.
This is where we get into our what I like to call the middle of the book part.
Middle of the book problem.
Now, here's the issue with this is like I actually think this is a pretty good Goosebumps book comparatively speaking to some of the other trash we've had to read. Mostly because it actually takes its time to like set up what the book is supposed to be about, which is character unable to discern reality from comic books, and they actually spend a great deal of time making sure that that's what you know about this person.
Yeah.
All he cares about.
All they care about.
It's his whole world.
Not that they're like they do have some. I would argue that this person does have some redeeming qualities. Like he was an asshole about gatekeeping, but it also seemed like he was a bit self-aware, which I did appreciate. I was like, okay, like he's not as bad as Worm Kid.
He's not as bad as Worm Guy, who is a literal sociopath.
Yeah, at least this person knows, like, yeah, I'm a little obsessed. So, like, but not so obsessed that he couldn't, like, flirt with a cute girl on the bus. Which, by the way, this is one of those Goosebumps books that would benefit if they were adults. It would be the same book.
Yeah, it would make it a lot less uncomfortable.
Well, and once we get to the end of the book and we have a big reveal, it's going to make that whole thing seem a little bit weirder.
So this is the middle of the book is him and Libby going to the building and then leaving again. Nothing really happens in it. They go there, look at it, and leave. And to Jeff's point of just this thing in the like this is still in the Jeff section. So technically speaking, by Goosebumps bylaws, I'm not allowed to mention it. But on page 38, chapter 9, this is after he saw that the building wasn't there. The next afternoon, wearing my new sneakers, blah blah blah, saw Libby sitting near the back.
On the bus again.
Yeah, they're like, it's like, I'm going back to the building. I said, I think there's an invisibility curtain around it. to which she says, don't you ever just say hi? Which is great. It's really, really good dialogue, actually. And so I know, and then he's explaining everything, and then she just puts her hand on his forehead, and she's like, "You don't feel hot."
She's very sassy and very clever, this Libby.
Yeah,
a lot smarter.
They made in a weird way like some of the most believable like human interactions we have read thus far are in this book. And then the two of them go and they see the building walking side by side. We took a step across the sidewalk towards the empty lot, then another, and they took another step and the building popped into view.
Ooh, it's a miracle.
It is a miracle. God is real.
God is real. Praise him.
Also, don't forget that Skipper got the newest galloping gazelle car.
Yeah, like a day later, like he from the first one we saw, he gets like another one which clued him in.
And that's what's sort of cool because it's like
early edition. Remember that show,
Very
Early Edition?
Yes.
I do, yes.
And I know it purely because of you.
Yep.
I've never actually seen it.
It's so gets the so it sees the building, doesn't see the building, sees it again. And now it's the Libby and Skipper adventure.
Yeah.
Running around empty building.
Skipper got his invisibility curtain idea from the fact that when he got the newest edition of the Masked Mutant comic, it showed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's getting hints and clues from the comic about things that are now happening.
It is showing him his actual lived experience.
It just shows him jerking it in the bathroom.
Just a lot of jerking it. A
A
lot
lot of
looking
slamming those hams. Chapter 13. Like most Goosebumps books, whenever a character goes into a spooky location, if they are with somebody, they are immediately separated.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what happens here is chapter 13 spun around. Libby, my entire body shook. Where is you? Libby, is this some kind of dumb joke? Libby, I stopped at every door and called her name. Libby, which is not a good name to yell under duress, by the way.
Libby!
And then we get to page 56. He finds this big machine and he goes, it's a printing press, I realized. I lurched into the room, stepping around stacks of paper and cardboard cartons. The floor was littered with paper, ink smeared paper, crumbled, folded, and ripped. And then he calls then just randomly he just yells out if Libby's in there, which makes no sense.
Just every now and then he's just like, Libby, it's fun.
And he goes, I kicked big sheets of paper away from my legs and glanced around them. 100 questions rushed to my mind. Where's Libby? How could she disappear like that? Is she somewhere behind me? Will she follow the hallway to this big room? Also, where is everyone?
Do my parents love me?
Why is this
Where
place
am I going to go to
deserted?
college?
What is the meaning?
And then we get
of
to
any of
this. Is this where they print the comic books? Am I in the basement of Collectible Comics, the company that publishes The Masked Mutant? Questions. My brain felt like it was about to burst. I stared around the cluttered room, my eyes rolling past the gigantic printing press, searching for Libby.
Maybe she's in it.
Where was she?
Really
Where?
searching for Libby.
And then I turned and I saw the Masked Mutant staring up at me.
Oh, dear God. What?
Oh, my goodness.
End of chapter.
End of chapter.
What?
And then it was a large color drawing.
Damn it.
But then we get at the end of chapter 14, this is what's real, because this is sort of this is a misdirect that is a actually well executed misdirect. It's actually reasonable though, because it's like, oh, I'm in the place where they make the comics.
Yeah, it's not too far outside the realm of possibility. It makes sense.
But then we get the end of chapter 14, and he goes, I never dreamed that collectible comics were made in Riverview Falls. I flipped through the sketchbook of penguin people portraits. I guess that's a percentage. I never liked penguin people. I know they're good guys. People think they're great. But I think their black and white comics look stupid. I was having a good time, really enjoying myself. Of course, it had to end.
Just loving it.
Just loving it.
It ended when I opened the last folder on the counter and stared at the sketches inside. I gaped in disbelief, my hands trembling. This is impossible, I cried. I was staring at sketches of me. That's very good. That's very good. And that's a good chapter break. Yes.
It's very good. It's very specific. It's also almost identical to there's an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode like this. Like very, very, very much.
I
like
remember
this.
that one. This does have a
Yeah.
very Are You Afraid of the Dark vibe to it.
Yes.
Well, it's
I don't
kind of
know
a supernatural sort of feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there must be some mischief afoot, some supernatural hibbity hobbity.
Well, it's sort of that thing of like, I love this thing. Oh no, now I'm in the thing.
Now I'm in the thing.
That's
Do
right.
I actually
Is
want to
this
be?
good or bad? Yes.
Yeah.
Really wild because it happens that that's where he encounters Libby. Libby's like, you're fucking out of your mind. Let's get the fuck out of here. My mom's mad. And then
Yeah.
and like she doesn't believe him, and it's almost like even if she had seen the thing, she'd be like, it's just some kid walking around a building. It's not you. It's you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's that, which is what makes this sort of almost like a good story because because it's like, maybe I am too obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm starting
You're
to
like,
see
yeah.
myself in him.
And Libby is there to like fucking slap the shit out of your dumbass.
Libby's
there to be, you know.
She's like, motherfucker, I found the elevators. Are you fucking coming? And then he's like, put the drawings. And she's like, you seem like a normal guy, but you're totally weird. Bye. And then she takes off.
Her reaction when she finally finds him is like pleasantly realistic.
Oh yeah,
She's so
absolutely.
not here for it.
This is a very real take. I'm Libby in this situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
Also because like he wants to, when they get to the building, he's like, let's investigate. And she's very much like,
How about we don't?
No.
Like, maybe just don't.
She is the voice of reason for the most part.
Yeah.
Constantly being like, don't do that, maybe?
And then we get, and this is what's really good because we have all this good, like solid character moments where everyone's sort of like stuff's happening. And then we have page 66, which let me just say is probably one of the finest sequences of any book.
I hope this is what I think it is.
I hope this is with our friend.
I hope
Quote
so too.
from Wilson. I brought over some of my rubber stamps.
Yes.
I thought you might want to see some of the better ones. And then Skipper replies, as we might. Wilson, I really don't. This one is a ladybug. It's very old. It's the oldest one I own. Here, I'll show it to you.
Wilson is your friend trying to bring over TTRPG and showing you.
He opened a blue ink pad, stamped it, and pressed it on top of paper.
Look.
Look at it.
And then he
You
asked,
see?
almost reluctantly, how old is it? I don't know. It's a cow.
Wilson speaks like a 6-year-old.
He does. He sounds
I
like
studied
he
the
might
cow
be 5.
pretending to be interested.
He's a good friend.
Yeah.
I mean, he's trying.
It's
Like,
another really old one, Wilson said. How old, I asked. Beats me.
It's someone
He
who's so
reached for
disinterested in his.
another stamp. And then he goes, Wilson, I just had a really weird thing happen. I need to think about it alone.
I thought stamps would give me some levity for the day, but I don't think it
I
is.
need you to leave.
I have a problem that honestly a cow stamp of indeterminate age can't solve. I know, hard to believe.
If I knew how old the cow was, maybe it would help. But because we don't know, it's just another mystery in my day.
And then Wilson asks like what happened, and then he's like, it's a long story, blah blah blah. I think it's where they make a review comic or the comics. And he's like, really, here? And they let you in? And he goes, they basically tells the story, and then he's like, I'm not following the story too well. And then he realized, and then he goes, I realized what I said didn't make any sense. How could I explain it?
Now that I hear it back.
That's when you try and explain like the plot of like a comic arc to somebody who has not
Never read it,
or doesn't.
yeah.
It's never
Very-
into comics.
Very true.
It's great.
But also, I just like that Wilson doubles down in that same. He's like, I'm not following, and then he's like, I guess I'll talk to you later, and he helps him gather up his rubber stamps. He brought about 20 of them, 20 of the best. He said,
Any of the best.
He brought you his best stamps.
"That's true love."
That is friendship.
He busted out the good ones. It's that
Broke out the cow for
that 80-year-old bottle of wine you've been saving.
Yeah.
For a special occasion.
And this motherfucker's over here just.
He's like, I'm gonna show you the 20 of the best.
It's important that we get this though, this little part here, because unlike most Goosebumps books, and I cannot stress this enough, this scene makes the story better
Yes.
in general. Because what we have is this is literally Skipper talking to himself and understanding how nonsensical the things he's saying is. Like, it makes him doubt himself in a very real, because he can't explain it. In the same way that the reason why Wilson likes his stamps, Wilson can't really explain to Skipper. It's a parallelism.
Like Wilson, but I would argue that it's more of a contrast, because Wilson's interest is in these physical objects that he likes because they do something, like they have a practical quote unquote application.
Makes a ladybug.
Make a ladybug.
I make ladybug, and it's so simple and tactile.
Yet it's looked down upon by
Yeah, that it's looked down upon, and then it also, in that moment, makes him doubt his sanity because this thing that he's wrapped up in is very obscure and unbelievable and intangible kind of.
He's his mirror.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
The cool thing, though, is that immediately after this,
Yes,
he gets another sanity-destroying
delivery.
event.
The thing he was so excited about before now is sort of an anxiety-inducing.
now it's like opening your college application response.
Because he opens this thing up and it shows a superhero about to be murdered. And what's great though is like fucking he's got to go back now. Because
He doesn't
now
have a
he
choice at this
realizes
point.
it's like a thing. It's like it's
Yes.
not just imaginary. Or is it?
There's a cause and effect now. Like he's worked out like the rules of what's happening.
Yes.
Like
So he rips open, he pulls out the comic book. The cover showed a close up of the masked mutant, his eyes glaring angrily out at the reader. A new foe for the mutant, proclaimed the title. And guess who that foe is when Skipper opens the comic book?
oh no, it's me. Which also
I'm the
gives me
foe.
one of the best things that it says in this book. This is page 66 for me, chapter 17, where he's looking at himself and he's just internally just like, I'm a little too chubby in that drawing.
Yeah, right. I love it. I love it so much.
Which is like R.L. Stine almost kind of being like, nah, maybe I've fat shamed some of these characters
Maybe
way too
I should.
much.
Maybe I need to reel that in.
What if the characters that I fat shamed in my Goosebumps book read the Goosebumps book that I fat shamed them in?
So he's got to go back.
He's got to go back though, because if he doesn't, the gazelle will die.
That's right. Because that's
That's
we
the
can
name of the
also say
superhero who's trapped in the headquarters that he has to go back and rescue.
That's in the newest comic. That's what is shown is that the
gazelle
masked
opened
mutant had trapped the galloping gazelle in its headquarters.
And Skipper's the only one that can save him. So now he's like, I gotta be the hero.
Yeah, I'm the hero of this. I got to do it.
But here's the thing that's interesting, and I don't know if I like it or if I dislike it. They don't really lean into he wants to be. At no point does he say, "I wish I was a comic book hero."
No.
No,
Like, he
and I
says
kinda
some
like
things that are kind of in line at the beginning, like, "Oh, I'm kind of the sidekick. I'm not the hero." But he's not obsessive the entire book with like being heroic.
No. He's not actually interested in being heroic ever at any point, which
Yeah.
I kind of appreciate.
Well, that's not completely true.
Okay.
That's
I mean,
not completely true.
his intent isn't to do these things to go back there because he's trying to save the day. Until this part, he wants to save the gazelle. Like it's mostly just curiosity and like what the fuck is happening. It feels like.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
what is next?
Chapter 18.
Chapter 18.
So this is now the end of the middle of the book part. And when
Yes.
this is again, it's weird how good this one is. Because it's structured like how a book is.
It is structured like a book.
The middle of the book has more stuff happening in this one than I think any
There's
of the other.
Actual like new development each time. Yes, so he's back and he takes the bus back. Libby is not on the bus this
She's
time.
not.
Oh, Libby.
So now he has to go it alone, which is, scary. And so he walks in, and hears a sinister laugh. Turns around.
Yeah, that'd actually be scary if I heard that over the loudspeakers after all of this. It
I'd
was a
be
goofy
terrified.
laugh.
I'd be fucking terrified. Yeah. So he finds out. He's like, "Where's it coming from?" And then there's a speaker on the wall, and it's talking to him. Well, not really. It's just laughing.
It just laughs.
It's just laughter.
it thought of a funny joke from earlier.
Blah blah blah. Wandering around trying to find the galloping gazelle, who is currently the tied up gazelle, and he hears him crying out for help. So he follows the voice, leads him to a room, and
Finds a BDSM room.
finds the BDSM room populated by his favorite comic book hero, the Galloping Gazelle, who is alive but tied to the chair.
And real, by the way. That's
And
the
real.
other thing.
Yes, he discovers the flesh and blood actual.
It's
dude.
like walking in a room and finding Superman like tied to a chair.
Actual real Superman
Real Superman.
in his kryptonite underwear.
Rope.
Krypton underwear.
Yes.
Yes, actual alien from space, kryptonite fearing Superman.
Very restrained. He doesn't gush. He's actually more scared than ever before.
He is terrified. He's not starstruck.
He's radically confused about everything kind of happening.
It's all, I'm assuming, very surreal.
It's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like the overarching vibe I get is he's very overwhelmed by everything happening.
Yes, so he struggles with the ropes a bit, but eventually unties Mr. Gazelle.
He's like, no, Mr. Gazelle was my father. You can
Call
just
me Galloping.
Call me Galloping.
And there's a odd moment about a disintegrator ray, but it turns out to be a false.
It throws in some comic booky shenanigans. Yeah, this is at this point in the book, now that it's full on, like, this is a comic book, basically. It's going hard on all of the comic book isms, which is just giving goofy names to different things that characters can do.
Galloping Gazelle, at this point, has kind of given up on helping Skipper and is kind of like, try to keep up, kid.
He thinks he's a superhero too.
Right.
Yes.
Which was reasonable, because why else would he be here?
Why else would he be there?
Why could he would never? If I was a superhero, I would never be saved by a normie. I would only be saved by other superheroes.
Yeah, no muggles allowed.
Nope, absolutely not. And so he leads them to the mutant game room, I guess? Control room?
Yeah,
Some sort of ultimate room
It's the
type of
room,
thing.
the villain's final lair, where the boss fight takes place.
Who should appear but the master mutant?
Finally, he attacks like the book said he would.
Yeah.
Exactly. Finally, we're getting some mutant action.
What chapter and what?
This is the end of chapter 21.
Okay.
He raised a fist at the Galloping Gazelle. You dare to invade my private office?
It's like his work office, the way it says.
This is where I'm working on my thesis. It's very important. Say goodbye to all this ill-gotten splendor. The Galloping Gazelle told the mutant. I'll say goodbye to you. The mutant shot back, spitting the words angrily. Then he turned his cold, frightening eyes on me. I'll handle you easily, Gazelle. The world's most evil supervillain said softly. But first, watch me destroy the kid.
Not kill, destroy. This is like we're watching Toonami or watching Fox Dragon Ball Z back in the 90s.
Skipper tries to run away. He does not succeed. Door slams on him. Now he's trapped with the Galloping Gazelle and the masked mutant. The Galloping Gazelle, at the first opportunity to run away, runs the fuck away and is like, literally, I quote, I'm out of here. The Gazelle cried, making tracks to the door. He turned back to me. You're on your own, kid.
So the Gazelle got fucking goofed on by the masked mutant by getting tripped when he was running fast.
Yeah, and
got knocked the fuck out. It was like peace.
It knocked out his rhythm. He was
Gotta
like,
go.
I can't.
Good
do
luck,
this.
kid.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Yep.
Good luck fighting Robotnik for me.
You gotta hit him 3 times, FYI.
Yeah.
And so he moves his molecules because that's what him do.
Yeah.
He moves his molecules to make his arms stretch until he lifts poor Skipper above the chandelier of all things.
You know, technically, we all move our molecules.
We all move our molecules. That's what movement is.
Yeah.
But, you know, he moves them in a
In a threatening way.
threatening fashion.
When I raise my fist to you, I'm also doing that in a threatening way. When I pull a gun out and point it at your face,
That's when it,
I'm also moving the gun's molecules around.
So the mutant lifts him up all the way to the ceiling, at least 20 feet above the floor, and his plan is to just drop him.
He's just gonna drop him from 20 feet in the air.
Just fucking.
It's so practical and fun.
I had to reread that when it happened because I was like, because I read it, I think I skipped a line. I was just like, oh, did he like push him out the window or something? Is he gonna drop him on the ground outside? No, he just lifted him.
Picks him up and fucking drops him. And he dies if that happens.
And I just imagine if it doesn't kill him the first time, he would just do it again.
Keep doing it until he's dead.
Which is so good.
which is fucked
Let's
up.
agree that that's just so fucking good.
It's so visceral and fucked up. It's not like he like if you step out a window, you're not going to see the splat, but he's going to be in the same room.
One of the best ways to kill someone is just drop them.
Throw him around.
I didn't do it. It was gravity.
Yeah, let gravity do the work.
Goddamn good.
So what saves him?
Who should enter the room but Libby? So she walks in, and he's just holding this kid up. He's like, what the fuck are you doing here?
It'd be a confusing scene to walk into.
It would be very strange.
She doesn't clock the mutant at all.
No, she doesn't. She's not thrown off in any way.
She's more mad at Skipper about
yeah, like,
just
where the fuck were you?
we had reservations an hour ago.
God, this is our anniversary. Yeah, right. So fortunately, the mutant doesn't just drop him, which would have been the easy thing to do, but lets him down gently. And that's when Libby pulls a gun.
I pull out my gun. How did they solve the problem? Bitch, pull the gun out, man.
But even better than that fake out, she has another fake out when she says, this is a comic book, right? It can't be real. So if it's a comic book, we can do anything.
She's doing Peter Pan hook rules right now.
Exactly. She's doing like, you believe the food is there, you can eat it.
Damn it, she did, didn't she? Fuck.
It's the power of imagination.
She brings out what is, in fact, a yellow toy gun, a squirt gun. And is like, it's not a toy, it's a molecule melter. So leave this room or I'll melt all your molecules. And Mutant's not buying it. To give him credit, he's not buying it. She's not backing down.
She shoots the motherfucker.
She shoots
She
the asshole.
fucking lights him up.
She lights him the fuck up, and then he just keeps coming.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything.
It doesn't stop
Until
until
the next chapter.
yes, and then a bright white light circled his body, and
My molecules!
is melting. The light became a crackling electrical current. The mutant uttered a low groan.
My molecules.
My molecule.
Then he began.
Just do that whenever you get hit. Like if somebody kicks you in the balls, just be like, my molecules.
My molecules.
My molecules.
And then his head melts down into his mask. So his no more head.
She fucking killed him.
She kills him.
fucking melted
Okay,
him.
let's just... How many on-screen deaths are there in Goosebumps?
Not a lot.
Not many, but this guy,
This guy dies in a horrific way.
his molecules are disassembled while he's in him.
It is bonkers.
She microwaves him basically. He's goo.
Yeah, she has gooed him.
Yeah.
He is the Wicked Witch of the West, and she is Dorothy. Then Skipper's like, sweet, let's get the fuck out.
He's like, you're my girlfriend now. Let's go.
I love you. But then she blocks him and she's like, I'm sorry, Skipper. She raised the plastic pistol and aimed it at me. I'm sorry, she said, because you're disappearing next.
You also have molecules.
You are also made of molecules.
Danielle, who is Libby in truth?
In truth,
In truth.
Libby, as she says herself, there is no Libby.
Here we go.
Oh no.
Jeff, hey, Jeff. I fucking love this next part. Danielle, fucking bring it home. What happens next?
I'm going to read about this transformation because I enjoy it. As she said those words, she began to change. Her red hair slid into her head. Her cheeks grew wider. Her nose lengthened, so I guess she's turning into a greyhound. And then she stretched up. She goes taller. Muscles bulged on her skinny arms, which is like body horror. That sounds horrific. And as she grew, her clothing changed too. Libby, what's going on? You don't catch on very fast, do you? She said, rolling her eyes. Her voice came out deep and booming. A man's voice.
I have puberty all over it.
I hit the puberties. I'm the masked mutant, Skipper. I changed my molecules into a girl your age and called myself Libby.
Weird implications regarding that.
Hold on. Hold
Not great
on.
implications.
Hold on. What? Wait. Hold on. What? I'm sorry. What'd you do? Hey, wait. Go back. Hey, wait. Go back. Hey, let's go back to the part where I'm 12.
And you seduced me.
As a grown ass man.
As a grown adult man, you turned, because I guess this is what you really are, because you changed from that to this. Like, that wasn't
Yeah.
like Libby
Libby's
was
not the real
mask.
person.
Not the real form. Yeah, Libby's the mask. Behind the mask is
Libby's the Bruce Wayne. You're the Bat.
Yes.
you're the fucking
Bruce
bat
Wayne
who's-
is the mask.
What made you choose her to look the way she looked? When you thought about this,
Yeah,
Mr. Mutant.
Like, work out your process for us. You chose her name, her age, her gender, her appearance.
Yeah, did you have a backstory? Did you write lore for
Yeah.
her?
What was
They did,
what was
though.
your intent?
Remember?
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
She had the comics. Wait, he went to her house. Wait a minute.
Well, no. We never actually saw
Never
her
said
house.
no.
We
Remember?
didn't see her house.
No.
We read the comics because we went to her house with her. Hold on.
There is that she does share some of her
She
best-
shares information, but I don't think he ever goes to her house because it's always he sees her leave.
Let me see.
Yeah, wind it
All right,
back.
let me pull it up. All right. Okay, this is chapter 8.
Wow.
This is my fault then. They're on this is after like the building's gone or something like that. I don't know what happened. Fuck it. She says, "Do you want to come to my house and see my comic book collection?" I was so frazzled and mixed up. I said yes. I hurried out of Libby's house less than an hour later. Those high school Harry and Beanhead comics are the most boring comics in the world.
Shit.
He went, so she set up,
a whole,
A whole
house, and
house.
or was she real at one point and this Libby isn't?
or maybe the masked mutant is just a big Beanhead fan.
This is chapter 8.
This is chapter 8. This was page 33 in the digital.
I did not catch this the first time. I thought he
Yeah,
said no.
it goes by
I
quick.
barely remember it because
it's all off screen basically.
basically, yeah. But he goes to her house and is there for an hour.
Wow, this is some Purple Man.
There
shit.
should be a chapter there.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
No, it's just a quick break, which really raises the question that now we don't know. Has Libby that we've been hanging out with this whole time,
Then is that same person?
is it the same person or has it been,
Or was it? What did?
when did he swap out?
Yeah, like where did? Because in my head canon, I assumed that he created Libby out of whole cloth. I thought like the first time Skipper met Libby, it was actually the mutant, like the whole time.
I mean, it would make sense the other way because why would the mutant want him to be inside of the? Well, I guess because he wanted a new villain to fight. That was the
Yeah,
mutants.
and this is where the questions come up. This is where it gets a little thornier.
Yeah, this is where the book kind of lost me at the very end. But
Yeah. So this is his explanation. The mutant says
what page? Oh, chapter.
this is the end of chapter 27. You belong here now, Skipper, he replied coldly. I knew it when I saw you on the bus for the first time. I knew you were perfect when you told me you knew everything
Oh.
about my comics.
Okay, so then
That's the beginning.
so it was the beginning then.
Oh shit.
It's been him the whole time.
But what if that's just what this character would say? Because we're in a
Could
book
be
right now.
it could be a ruse.
It's a ruse.
Could be making shit up.
It could be a ruse.
fucking around. He could just be
trying to make
dicking
himself
around,
look,
fucking
look
around.
real smart.
Because if he really did go to her house,
Then
right? Mm-hmm. So like, how much of this? It's sort of like saying like, oh, it was like we can't say definitively fucking anything about
No.
anything that's happening to Skipper because by his own admission, he's completely obsessed with this and is
Yes.
having trouble determining reality from fantasy.
it's like trying to like definitively say what happened in the new Twin Peaks.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
oh no, it was
like, don't-
the mass mutant the whole time. But like, was it? Like, we don't know.
And he's bad, so he's saying that.
Be lying.
He could be lying.
Because I mean, you know how they are dramatic.
Like it just the alternative would be that this mutant set up a whole house to make it look like a kid and her family lived there to hang out with another nerd for an hour.
Like
that wasn't even necessary. It wasn't even like I had to do it because
he just did it for fucking.
Just did it for fun.
did it for fun.
Goofs and looples.
Maybe he's also lonely.
Well, here's the thing. He was riding the bus as Libby before he knew Skipper would be there. Right?
And the place is a real place.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we could go around in circles.
And this is why it's a good book.
Okay. So hang on. So Libby has been, well, in my headcanon, Libby has been mutant all along. But the motive makes me scratch my head.
Okay.
Because his evil grin grew wider. This is the same part, the end of chapter, whatever, 21. Then when you recognized my headquarters building, I knew you were right. I knew you were ready to star in a story. I'm so sorry, Skippy. Skippy. I'm so sorry, Skippy. But the story's over. Your part has come to an end. What are you going to do? Destroy you!
Danielle, how does our hero Skipper cleverly defeat the villain?
Wait, I cried. I can't wait any longer, the masked mutant replied coldly. I've already wasted too much time on this.
Typical men.
But I'm not Skipper, I declared. I'm not Skipper Matthews. There is no Skipper Matthews.
Okay, let's see. Okay, wait, guys. Let's see what he does with this.
I am the colossal elastic boy.
Okay.
The power of lies in this book are monumental, where they are all very believable and don't need to be questioned.
The moment where the masked mutant turns into Tina from Bob's Burgers and it's just like,
So he lies and says he's using comic book logic.
That's right.
To like they did with the gun.
Yes. And to Skipper's credit, he's quick on his feet and he's like making up a home planet.
He made up all kinds of shit.
I think it was supposed to be that's a character that does exist in like comic book, like it's a character that
I'm giving him too much credit. You're right.
It could have
either
not
way,
just as easily.
not super important. But
anyway, the point is he can stretch. That's his deal.
Yeah.
And that terrifies the mutant for some reason.
He can't be destroyed, much like Plastic Man.
Yes, much like
basically he's Plastic Man is what he is saying.
He turns himself into Plastic Man.
Yeah.
and then Homeboy's like, he accidentally says, the only way I can be killed is by acid. Oops.
Oopsies.
Oops.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Did I say that out loud?
Forget I said that.
Okay, I did say that was off record.
And then
Control Z.
And then
oh boy,
bad guy does that and dies.
Is he hoisted by his own petard in this situation?
Hoisted by his own petard.
The reason is stupid, but he is hoisted by his own petard.
Well, because they add the thing where they like, oh, also what you don't know about the masked mutant is he can't transform back from liquids.
Yeah. P.S.
By the way,
maybe we should have said this earlier, but retcon cannot transform back from a liquid, so he has permanently turned himself into sulfuric acid.
That is to me the only part of this that is stupid.
Yeah.
Because
that's what sucks for me.
It's the only thing that didn't work. And the reason why is because it could have been he turned into acid and melted the building.
Yeah, or like fell through the floors into the middle of the earth or something like that.
It's basically like the reason. It's not that it's bad because it's a terrible thing to have happened. It's bad because like that to me is the only logical problem in this is it should have destroyed the building and his evidence that any of this ever happened.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
Which would have made this like a perfect
it literally could have. To defeat him, he could have been like, water is the thing that kills me. Oops. It didn't have to be hydrochloric acid, something so specific.
But when he says acid, you're like, Okay,
Oh.
that's
All right.
interesting.
That seems plausible.
Yeah,
I
no.
mean, acid destroys a lot of things.
Nope. No, it's just that he can't come back from being liquid. He could have been like, a Diet Coke is my. Oh, no.
Oh, I gotta drink you up now.
Yeah, you could drink him.
Could drink him down.
If he had made him turn into a Diet Coke and drank him, and that's how he
drink him.
defeated him.
Dude, and then you're gonna pee him out later and be like, bye-bye.
But the outcome is so like, it may as well have just been. It's as easy.
It was very flat.
It's as easy as going like, my weakness is, if you stand right there, and then you do it, and it's like, oh no, you beat me. It's like.
But it's also the thing is, if that's his one weakness, in
How has that
context for
never
this,
come up before?
and why would he do it knowing that it's his one weakness?
Right? Knowing that, like, I can't turn back into a person from a liquid.
His weakness is memory for himself because he can't remember what he's
the only
weak against.
reason why this is the counter argument that I guess R.L. Stine is trying to make. If we are to accept that Skipper has an encyclopedic knowledge of comic books and now he is in a comic book, the characters wouldn't know certain things about themselves.
Right.
So
Right.
it is plausible that the masked mutant doesn't know what his own weakness is.
It's only been revealed by the comic books.
But if that were true, we should have known it beforehand.
Yeah, or they should have been like, oh, like they don't. He could have been like a throwaway line, like, oh, he's fighting the good guys. If only they knew what his
One secret weakness.
one secret weakness was that even the mutant himself doesn't even know.
There should have been a part at the start where Wilson was like, but what makes the mutant interesting if he can't be killed? And then he could say like, well, there's this obscure story about this one. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Special edition.
There was this writer they had on and they fired immediately. So they retconned it.
Yeah.
But the fact that they didn't just made this dumb bullshit.
That's why when I was saying like I like this whole book until this part where it just felt like R.L. Stine wanted to be done.
Yeah.
And just be finished.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like things get tied up. It feels like things get just dropped.
Well, everything after this. So I mean, the spoiler on the whole ending is that like, oh, he defeats him. He goes home.
Yeah. He's like, peace out.
And he like hangs out with his sister.
Yeah, he goes and plays Frisbee with his sister.
And he accidentally, he cuts his hand and it turns out he has ink for blood.
Which we already knew.
Let's
earlier.
Here's what I wanted the ending to be.
Give it to me.
Give it to us.
I wanted the ending to this book to, he defeats the masked mutant and in my perfect version, the building is melted. So all the evidence is gone.
Right.
So he can't go back to it and be like, see?
Yeah, see, it's real.
And and then it's him going home and being like, the whole thing is Libby, like it's like him realizing like, maybe I am too obsessed. Like maybe Libby wasn't real or what? Like he's just doubting everything because he's survived, but now he does like it's over now. But what is it being over? But then he goes home and he's like we can even do the whole like relieved Goosebumps character ending, and then like his mom is like, "Your friend's here," and then it's like, oh, just tell Wilson to come up, and his
like,
then his mom
Wilson.
pops in and is like, it's not Wilson, honey,
not
and then she like
Wilson.
is happy because it's like, oh yeah, he's talking to girls now, and he goes down and it's Libby there,
Oh.
Yeah, she back.
and then like whatever, there's some vamping bullshit, and then everyone walks away, and then she just makes eye contact with them and just smiles, and that's the end of the story.
That
That'd be
good.
awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot of things they could have done. This would have been a very easy ending to write interestingly, and they didn't do that.
Yeah. There's a lot of like really interesting turns it could take without too much effort.
Yeah.
The point is, this is the dumbest possible.
This is the worst possible.
This is the ending that we got because he left the game on for 10 hours and that ruined his score at the end, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
this is because he ate up his hard drive.
It's a wet fart of an ending.
yeah.
There we go.
It's so unsatisfying. Yeah, I like the book until the end. One of the better ones.
Yeah.
One of the ones that we could easily say, man, Goosebumps was cool, huh?
All right. Well, good job, team.
Yeah, high five.
Thank you to the band Dog Party for the use of our theme song, Bad Dream, off of the album Hit and Run. It's a wonderful song by a wonderful band. You can check it out at dogpartylive.com and dogparty.bandcamp.com. Geesebumps is a piece of comedy content from the Mom Hat comedy crew. You can check out the things we do at mom-hat.com or mom-hat.com. They are the same website. I don't know why I said it that way. We also have merchandise for this show at Teespring and T-Fury. T-Fury.
T-Public.
T-Public.
One of the T's. You can get yourself a Geesebumps shirt or a Mom Hat shirt or a sweater. I have one. I like it very much. The next episode of the show is going to be coming out on, this would be coming out on the 23rd, so the 6th. And we're going to be reading the next in a long line of Goosebumps titles.
My Hairiest Adventure.
My
Hairiest
Adventure.
Goosebumps number 26.
Intriguing.
It is looking like a werewolf book. Danielle, is there anything that you would like to say to the folk?
I would just like to say that if you could leave us a 5-star review, that would be super, super helpful and good. It helps other people find us. Or if you don't want to leave a review, you could just recommend us to a friend.
And if you want to do neither, just continue enjoying this high quality entertainment for free.
And if you don't want to do that, write an essay. 5 pages.
Yeah, write a 5-page essay on why we
are important.
If you don't tell people about our show, it is privateering.
It's true.
It's not
you are
piracy,
privateering.
but it is privateering.
So it's illegal adjacent if you don't recommend us to someone.
You will go to jail if you don't tell people about us.
Correct. Yes.
And that jail will be a jail of your own making because of all the privateering guilt.
Okay. All right. Well, Danielle, you want to give us the last passage then?
Yeah. All right. So Mitzi and Skipper are in the kitchen. Skipper is cutting a piece of chocolate cake for both of them. But I slid the big knife over the cake. It slipped. Ow! I cried as the knife blade cut the back of my hand. I raised my hand and started... Oops, let me do that again. I raised my hand and stared down at the cut. Hey, I muttered in surprise. What was trickling out from the cut? Not blood. It was red, blue, yellow, and black. Ink! Cool, Mitzi cried. Where's that new Masked Mutant comic? I asked. I suddenly had the feeling that my comic book career wasn't over.
Does he piss yellow, blue, red, and black as well?
We can imagine.
Anytime he has to give a urine test, people are very, very concerned.
When he shoots a load, what's it like?
Oh, yeah. It's weird. It's weird, baby. It's hard to hide your ink-stained socks. That's all I'm saying.
Who ruined my good towels?
My name is... Jesus H. Christ. My name is JoJo, and I have a PhD.
My name is Mitzi, and I have a PhD.
My name is Jeff, and I have 1,300 mint condition comics sitting 10 feet away from me. You know how much they're all worth?
How much, Jeff?
About $10.
This has been Geesebumps, a Did You Mean Goosebumps podcast. And until next time, stay out of the basement.
Just like somebody I used to know.